It might be time to take a break from manifesting. Let me explain. So sometimes in life will throw you a lot of circumstances all at once. It could be financial, relationship, your health, and sometimes all of it at once. And that can be a lot to really have to deal with and take on, which can take a toll on your emotional state and your emotional vibration. So sometimes it is okay to say, you know what? I need a break. And take time to truly evaluate your emotional state. It is important because at the end of the day, we are still humans. And even if we are doing a good job of how we are responding to our life circumstances, we are humans and we have emotions. That's part of the human experience. So it's possible to get burnt out. And it's important to recognize this so that you can take the break that you need to recuperate and then be able to come back to it. So if you find yourself in a depressed state, that might be one of the harder states, because if you are truly depressed, you might not want to do anything or have any desire to do anything. And so the best thing you can do is completely rest. Just allow yourself to mentally rest and physically rest if you need to. Now, don't get stuck there too long. Sometimes I like to give myself kind of a window of time, like a few days, if it's something that's just really lingering and really hard to pull myself back out of. But then after, when you set a date, then you're gonna have to really ramp yourself back up to get out, or at least a little bit above that depressed state, to where you can move on to the next elevation. So yes, nurture yourself during that depressed state and allow yourself to be depressed, because sometimes we really just need to feel defeated, because sometimes we really are defeated. Maybe something really tragic or terrible has happened, and it is acceptable to have depression for a little while. You definitely don't want to stay there. But if you're watching this and you are depressed currently, just know that it is okay, but you do need to truly hold yourself accountable for letting yourself know, hey, I'm going to allow myself this for a little bit because I went through something very traumatic, but then I'm going to pull myself back out of it, because I don't want to live like this forever. And I don't want to manifest more of that unintentionally. So once you get through that, because I feel like that is the hardest one, then, you might be at one of the different lower level vibrational emotions, like anger or anxiety, something like that. So again, it would be important during that time to acknowledge the feeling. If you're anxious, if you're anxious or angered, you definitely need to try to, feel the feeling and then reel that back in, because we don't want to live in that state either, right? So all of this leads me to taking a break from manifestation while you do your self-care. I mentioned this stuff previous to this part because sometimes it's hard to get to the self-care or even realize you are doing self-care if you are like depressed, because a form of self-care for depression would be allowing yourself to rest, because sometimes you just really need that. So once you realize you're burnt out and you realize that you feel like manifestation doesn't work and you're frustrated and you're irritated and you're just not feeling like doing anything, that's when you need to stop manifesting on purpose or intentionally manifesting, because like I said before, we're always manifesting, even unintentionally. But what I'm referring to in this video is intentionally manifesting. So if you have, a list of things you're trying to accomplish and achieve, and you've been saying your affirmations, or you've been scripting, whichever, or visualizing, whichever thing you like to do, it might be a good time to just put that aside briefly and do self-care. So that, like I've said before, that could be allowing yourself more bubble baths, making sure you're working out, making sure you're allowing yourself to sleep more. Maybe you love to binge watch a Netflix show. Allow yourself time to do that. Anything that you like to do. It could be going for a walk. It could be playing sports. It could be if there's a certain person you like to talk to. Whatever it is, try to, once you get yourself to where you are motivated to do anything, try to do the things that you like that give you some form of pleasure and joy. Do that right now, and don't do the intentional manifesting. Once you, are giving yourself time to do your self-care, then you will eventually just kind of start snapping out of it, and your emotional vibration will rise. Then once you are just feeling like your spirit is lifted, that would be the time to go back to your intentional manifestations. So I just wanted to make this video because I was actually going through this because, as a lot of you all know, if you've been watching my videos, I've had stressful stuff going on, like quite a few really big things all at once. And sometimes, especially when I'm in the middle of working on those projects, I'll call them, it can become just so fatiguing and exhausting and just wipe me of my energy and my normal self. And so I was thinking about it, and today I was like, you know what? I haven't even felt like really filming, and again, I kind of felt guilty about that. And then I was like, you know what? No, you needed to allow yourself to rest and to take care of yourself, and, do that until you kind of start feeling a little bit of you come back. Once you do, then come back. And today I had a download that was like, you need to make a video about this because you're not the only one that goes through this. And that's kind of what this channel is about, is just being relatable and being motivational and trying to be a little positivity in your life. So if you are feeling overwhelmed with life and you're just feeling like manifestation doesn't work, give yourself a little bit of a break and give yourself a lot of love and self-care, and come back to it when you're feeling better. Okay, so I love you guys so much, and I hope this brought a little love and positivity into your life, and I'll see you next time.